We have breaking news. Let's get right to it.
Past 24 hours, we've seen 34 new cases of COVID-19 here in Utah.
Following breaking news out of Utah, a magnitude 5.7 earthquake hitting just after 7 a.m. local time, about 10 miles west of Salt Lake City.
We need 100 to 150,000 tests a day.
What is going on in the world? It's DreRawka Isolation 20 podcast number 70 something. I'm sorry, I forgot my notes at home, and I came in here without my notes, so I don't have anything down. It sucks, but hey, it's a beautiful Tuesday afternoon here in Salt Lake City. Man, we are coming out of the rain and out of the snow and into the sunshine, and you can feel it. You can feel it in the street, just like Gambino said. You can feel it in the streets. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. It feels like springtime. Feels like springtime. It really does. People are in good mood. You go to the store, people are smiling. They don't have the winter funk on their breath no more. Well, some of them do, but the ones that matter don't. And that's the beautiful thing about where we are right now. Feeling good, man. We're coming off of Easter weekend. Had a cool time with the fam. Spent the day grilling with my pops, just me and my pops out on the back patio, you know what I mean, talking and reminiscing and doing all the things that I probably should do on a weekly basis, and I need to. You know, that's something that I need to do because, man, that dude, man, we've been through so much, just our journey, him, you know, raising me. It's as a single father, you know, that's not an easy job. And sometimes you forget that, like, your parents had a life before you, right? Sometimes you forget that, hey, you're at one point your parents were 20 years old. At one point your parents were trying to go and get girls and dudes and hook up and party and you know, worry about bills and things like that. Like they deal with all the things that you deal with in your 20s and your 30s and your 40s. Your parents did it as well, or hopefully they did. You know what I mean? If they made it on this earth that long. So you forget about those kind of things. Like my dad, I just learned. My dad was a carny. Yeah, my dad was at a carnival. He would always work the carnival when it came into Salt Lake City at the fairgrounds when he was like 10 years old, he said. And I was like, what? What was like grandpa and grandma just let you do that? He was like, my grandpa, right? His dad, he was like, I give you shelter. I make sure that you are clothed. And I make sure you eat. Everything else, anything else essential, you got to go figure it out. And my dad did. He would work as a carny at the fair, and he would make, you know, some dollars here, some dollars there. He told me about this story about how he went to Radio Shack, and he bought a radio, he bought a boombox, except it didn't come assembled. So he had to actually build the stereo, the boombox. And when he built it all according to the instructions, right? But then when he went to flip it on, nothing. And he was like, what the heck? He said he got mad. He almost broke it. And he was like, yeah, I almost wasted that $7 or whatever it cost. And so he's like, all right. I told myself I could do it. He said that all he needed to do was put batteries in it. Who would have thought? 2 AA's, you know what I mean, problems fixed. Just stories like that. It's just really cool to hear from my pops, because I look up to him in a major way. You know, that's my guy. That's my, you know what I mean? If there's somebody, when you talk about first loves, when you talk about that person that just captured your heart from day one and will always have your heart no matter what, that's my pops. He will always have my heart, my soul, everything. And, you know, to hear his stories, you know, my wife, she said, yo, why don't you have him on the pod? And I would want to, but I also don't know if I don't know if that's the right move right now. And I don't know if that's the right move ever, just because some things should not be said, and some things that should be said maybe should be said privately. And not even from like my perspective, but from him. You know what I mean? There might be stories about his parents and his sisters that he wants to tell, but maybe not right here, right? Some things should be left private, but my dad does have some great stories. And I just found out my dad did 5 years in juvenile detention center. I didn't ask for what. It's none of my business. He just said, hey, you know what I mean? I asked my dad, I said, what was the longest? Because my dad's been in, you know what I mean? He's been in some trouble in county. You know what I mean? He never went to prison or anything like that. But he, you know what I mean? I was like, yo, how long did you do in central bookings? And my dad was like, no, not long, like maybe a weekend. But he was like, I did do 5 years in juvenile. You know what I mean? And that's when he went to the boys camp. They had a boys camp out in Utah. It's down south in like Lehigh area. Back when it was just farmland. There wasn't nothing out there. There was no Silicon Slopes. There was no Eagle Mountain. There was no Harriman. There was none of that. It was all just farm. And he stayed down there and worked on pretty much like a boys ranch kind of thing. But it was juvenile prison, you know, and he was there for 5 years. And, you know, thank goodness he cleaned his act up and he got, you know, I mean, he learned his lesson on the things that he's done in the past and whatnot. And it was just crazy to think that my dad as a kid, you know what I mean, as a 15-year-old kid, 14-year-old kid spent, you know, a large part of his juvenile years. Because you think about when you're a kid, 5 years old, 5 years out of your childhood, that's a long time out of your childhood. Because you really only got, because I would say about 15 years old, that's when adulthood, that's when you're really trying to prepare yourself for adulthood. That's when your credits in high school count. That's when you have to worry about building credit for when you're 17, 18, right? Because you can't get into an apartment or anything like that yourself unless you have some type of credit, unless you can prove that you can manage paying this thing, right? So you really have, you think about 5 years off of your life from 15 to 10. That's a huge time. Not to say that that's the time frame that my dad did his juvenile record or whatever, but just to say 5 years off of your juvenile life is a long time to shed off of your childhood. So to see him now, a lot of things that he did when I grew up, I was like, oh, now it makes sense, right? Like now I get it. Now I see why he had a short temper and things like that and whatnot. My dad is the greatest, but he did have a short temper. There was a time when I remember this vividly. I was probably maybe 8 years old, and we were living in Portland at the time, North Portland. We're living at the Northgate Apartments in Portland, Oregon, right across from Clarendon Elementary. And my dad was working on his transmission in his car because his transmission went out. And he's been working on it for like a whole weekend. When he got home from work that Friday, he busted it out because he knew that it was gonna be a while, right? So he went to the auto parts store. I think it was called Checkers or something like that at the time. And he got all the parts and everything. So when Friday came, when he got off of work Friday night, he's going down to his car and he's instantly working. Boom, he's all greased up. He takes his transmission out. You got to take the engine out, right? Mind you, this is in a apartment complex parking lot. So there's no fancy gizmos and chains to hang off. No, my dad literally is picking up a car engine with his bare hands out of the car and dropping it, like putting it on the ground on some bricks, right? He's doing that all himself. My dad used to be stacked. My dad used to be diesel, 5'10", like maybe 170, 180, just diesel, jacked, abs, just boom. Don't ask me what happened to me. I don't know. Don't ask me. But my pops, this dude was a superhuman, and I seen it. I seen it with my own eyes. I'm like, yo, what are you doing? He's pulling out car engines with his own arms and hands and greased up, and I'm like, damn. It's crazy, man. It's blew my mind. So my dad, he's doing that Friday. I mean, he gets to a certain point where it's like, all right, goes upstairs, washes up, goes back down Saturday day, and he's working on his engine the whole day, going back and forth to the parts store, you know what I mean? Because maybe he forgot stuff and whatnot. And it's not like he had a second car, so he's literally walking to the parts store and getting parts and stuff like that. And there was one point in the day, it was either Saturday or Sunday. I think it might have been Saturday night or maybe even Sunday. there was a point where I was playing outside, and there was a group of people from my neighborhood, but they weren't from my neighborhood, if that makes sense. So they were from a different section that was in my neighborhood at that time. And there was like maybe 4, maybe 6 of them. It was a pretty large group. And at that time, you got to think this is late 90s. And it's the top of like, you know, colors and flags and rags. And these things mean something, right? It means something to be from a certain area. And these guys, they were from a serious place. And they started screaming. Oh no, I started screaming or something and yelling or something. And my dad seen that group of guys over there. And my dad's logic was, these dudes are fucking with my kid, right? And so my dad, wrench in hand, goes up to all these dudes and was going off, like, man, like scared the crap out of me, like scared me. Not scared because like I was scared that my dad was going to get jumped or anything like that, but scared that my dad was about to go to jail and hurt somebody, because I know my dad's temper. And at this point in his life, he has no control. There's no self-control. If my dad's heated, if my dad's mad, he's letting you know what's up. He's letting you know what's up right away. My dad today, if you met my dad today, and if you know my dad, you know my dad has changed dramatically. He is not the same person. He is very much namaste. But not in the late 90s. Oh, no. Oh, no. He was not. So once everything cools down, the altercation it didn't go anymore, right? I think part of it was because of our neighbor, Kathy. The homegirl, Kathy, she had a boyfriend. His name was Fidel. We think he was from Yemen. We think he might have been on some crazy, you know what I mean? Crazy, I don't want to say the group's name, but Yemen, Fidel, you put 2 and 2 together. We think he might have been as part of a certain group too, because come September, come late August 2001, my man was nowhere to be found. Just want to put that out there. But yeah, she came out, got my pops, cooled down the situation, and we ended up moving to the villa right after that. And man, the villa stories are a whole nother story. So I used to live in this project in Portland called the Villa, Columbia Villa Projects. It was a state-ran project. And yeah, it was right down the street. Same neighborhood down the street. Kind of crazy too. But I say that to say this, like my pops, I wasn't even in danger or anything like that, but my pops had my back like no other from day one. He always had my back, always has my back. And so to sit back, reminisce, listen to some of those stories that I don't know about, man, it's nothing like it. So, man, we had some great hamburgers and brats too. The family came over. The kids just have fun with their little Easter bunny gifts and whatnot. And are we supposed to do like spouse exchange gifts? I thought Easter was just, let's find some eggs, let's have fun, like barbecue, right? Wifey, I come back home from the workout and already was planning on getting her some flowers anyway, just because I'll randomly get some flowers, right? So I show up and I give her flowers and she gives me an Easter basket. I'm like, what? Like, what's this? And of course, it's all my favorites, my sunflower seeds, my jerky, you know what I mean? And I'm like, what? It's Easter though. Like, this is for the kids. This ain't for us. Why are you giving me a gift? But it was great. It was awesome. Do you give your spouse a gift? Let me know. 385-240-4666. Drop a comment, drop a voice note. Because I really don't, for me, it's like Easter's whatever. I'm not religious. I think it's more for the kids. But hey, I'm not going to say no to a gift. I'm not going to be like, oh, no. I'll take it. Especially my sunflower seeds. Oof. I've been loving me some sunflower seeds ever since I was a youngin'. Sunflower seeds were the joint. You want to try to win some money? Let's jump into What's That Noise?
Hey Alexa,
can you show me a new barber?
Don't worry, I got you.
Boogie Down Barbershop in Taylorsville is now open. Anything from gentleman's cuts, taper, fade, or if you want to treat yourself to a nice hot towel shave, Boogie Down Barbershop has you covered. Cuts for men and kids. Book your appointment today at boogiedownbarbershop.com.
What?
What?
What is that noise? New noise, 385-240-4666 for What's That Noise. Nobody got the last one, so hopefully somebody can get this one. This one I think will be a little bit easier. Let me know your guesses. Get them in 385-240-4666. Ooh. What is that noise? A little bit more difficult, right? I'm giving you a chance to win $50. 385-240-4666 is the number. Listen again. That is not an easy noise. Just want to point that out. Good luck. Get those guesses in. 385-240-4666.
Hey, Dre, would you calm down for a moment and just let me talk? Just at this point, you're just rambling, all right? What's up, everybody? I go by the name of Will Wonder, and I have a podcast called The Will Wonder Pod. I know, super original name, but I promise you'll love it. We talk sports, we talk music, and generally have some really interesting interviews with people that are doing some really cool things. So make sure you check it out wherever you get your podcast. Once again, that is the Will Wonder Pod. All right, Dre, go on about your business, whatever the fuck you were talking about.
The name says it all.
Uh-oh, you know my name.
This is Are You Dumb?
Oh man, that Dalai Lama is being nasty out in these streets. So the Dalai Lama, a new video was surfaced where the Dalai Lama looks like he's blessing some kind of kid or something, and he tells the kid, yo, suck my tongue. Yo, isn't that wild? Yo, to tell somebody, anybody, I mean, let alone some kids, some kiddie porn type of stuff, that's weird, right? We punch you in the face, Dalai Lama. We get you out. If I'm that kid's father, I'm choking you out. I don't care how old you are. I'm punching you. We're getting you out of here. My pops is no longer namaste pops no more. My pops is beating you with that wrench too. We're going na on your face. You know what I mean? If that's my kid, all right? But the Dalai Lama, he came out on Twitter. Well, the Dalai Lama's people. I'm sure the Dalai Lama ain't just chilling on Twitter, but his people put out a quote that said, a video clip has been circulating that shows a recent meeting when a young boy asked His Holiness, by the way, to put your holiness, just be like, yo, the Dalai Lama creep. The creep, the Dalai Lama. The pedophile Dalai Lama. The nasty pedophile, try to touch kids Dalai Lama. Not the holiness, all right? So we're going to edit that out, all right? Here you go. A video clip has been circulating that shows a recent meeting when a young boy asked his pedophileness, the Dalai Lama, if he could give him a hug. All right. Me, I don't have no problem with that. If you want to hug the Pope, hey, yo, Pope, Sister Mary Clarence, hug. Yo, pat on the back. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., pat on the back, my G. Malcolm X, pound it up. What's up, my G? All right? Nothing wrong with a hug from somebody that you appreciate, somebody that you inspire to be like, somebody that motivates you, somebody that is inspiring, whatever the case is. Not weird at all right? His, insert, pedophileness wishes to apologize to the boy and his family as his many friends across the world for the hurt his words may have caused. His words ain't the one that caused it. The actions of like you sticking out your tongue, telling a little boy to suck your tongue, that's what we have a fucking problem. All right? Stop it. Stop it. This is bad. This is all bad. Pedophile. His, again, edit, pedophileness often teases people he meets in an innocent and playful way. Even in public and before cameras, he regrets the incident. You regret the video coming out you regret people having something to say about this. You don't regret the actions. And you were so nonchalantly like, yo, suck my tongue, little boy. This has happened many a times. I'm sure of it. I should say allegedly, just to cover my tail. But I'm telling you, if you're going to be that calm, that cool, that collected, even when the boy pulled back and the boy was like, yo, this is weird. The boy was not comfortable at all. You could tell. The boy was not comfortable with this. And for you to be like, yo, I apologize for my words and for this incident. No, bro. You don't apologize. You don't. You're upset because you got caught. It got surfaced. People aren't feeling too good about this. So for whoever supports the Dalai Lama, whoever the Dalai Lama's team is, you need to go and you need to figure it out. You need to figure this thing out, because this dude should not be alone with kids. He shouldn't even be in the presence of kids no longer, because he's a sicko. He's a weirdo. And too often we're hearing these figures like that our kids should be supported by, the people that like priests and things like that. This is a long story of these religious folks, or these people that are looked at as being holier than thou. Well, they do some foul stuff like this. This ain't right. In the Dalai Lama community, whoever that is, I don't even know what, to be honest with you, I don't even know, like, was it Tibet? I don't know what it is. But I ain't gonna lie, the first time I heard about the Dalai Lama was on Surf Ninjas, where they did ba 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 ram ba ram, take my hand. Remember that? When they had Baba Ron, Surf Ninjas, Rob Schneider. Y'all don't remember that? Go check out. That's one of my favorite movies of all time. Surf Ninjas. Lit. What a sicko. Get rid of the Dalai Lama. What else we have going on in dumb news? All the haters coming after Halle Berry. Stop it. So Halle Berry, she was just on her little stoop on her little porch, naked. She had everything out, but it was all covered, right? It's a modest photo of her drinking her wine, and the caption said, "I do what I want." Mwah. It didn't do that. It just had the lipstick on it. I love this for her. I love where Halle Berry's at right now. She's saying, hey, I do what I want. I don't care. How old is Halle Berry? Halle Berry's got to be close to 50. Let's see. How old is Halle? 56 years old. Woo! August 14th, 1966. Halle Berry can do whatever she wants. She has done everything in Hollywood, right? She has proven herself over and over again to being just that chick. Yeah, I mean, she's been that chick. She's gonna always be that chick. She ain't out here asking little kids to suck her tongue. That's weird, right? She's somebody that has never been in the headlines for anything bad, only good. I mean, there was that one time she did Catwoman. We'll let that slide. We'll let Catwoman slide. We'll let it slide. I mean, you gave us Baps. Come on, Baps is an all-time classic. If you don't know what I'm talking about, do your Googles. Go check out Baps. One of my favorite movies of all time. My pops, I remember, still to this day, my pops will watch Baps and he'll recite the lines before it comes up. I'm like, Dad, calm down. It's a classic Dre. I'm like, damn, I know. I know. One of my favorites. Leave Halle Berry alone, man. She's earned all of our respect. A Colorado couple with 3 children receive a memorable anniversary surprise about 10 years into their marriage. In March, real estate agent Selena shared a TikTok video that has since gone viral, describing how she and her husband Joseph learned they are related. So essentially, they had a 23andMe. They did a 23andMe kind of like heritage test to see about their family tree, right? To see where they come from and all that good stuff. Well, as they're lining them up, as they're going through it, they're like, yo, oh shoot, you got the same great grandma as me. Oh, what? Yo, we're related, yo. I guess this is where they say that, yo, second cousin's okay. First cousin's kind of testing it, right? But second cousins, you're all right. You got to be one relative away. So like I can't get with my first cousin, right? I can't get with that cousin. But the second cousin is it's gravy, baby. We can have a beautiful family, and it could be all good and healthy, right? Nothing there. But if you was the first cousin, might have a third leg or something. This family proved it. Had to be in Colorado too. All the weird stuff happens in Colorado. Weirdos. Hey, salute to them, man, for having 3 kids. And that's weird though. Like, now is like your kid your uncle, or how does that work? I don't know. Weird times.
Are you sick of podcasts that just interview people with the same questions and gossiping nonsense?
Are you tired of hearing about what's wrong with the world? Can you locate your nearest orphanage?
Who cooked the Last Supper?
R.I.P. Mr. Potato Head.
Seppuku Harakiri.
Where is Mavis Beacon?
This is Hos.
And this is Host Beefy.
Listen to the Beans and Rice podcast.
Exclusively in Braille and all streaming platforms.
Patent pending.
Man, you know what sounds really good? Just some chips and salsa.
You want the best salsa ever? Get yourself some Sauce Up Salsa at sauceupsalsa.com. Fresh fire roasted salsa, fresh ingredients, fresh produce made just for you.
Now the movie review segment you didn't ask for. It's down in front.
If you didn't like Kim Kardashian before today, you're not going to like her tomorrow, because she is now going to be on the cast of American Horror Story season number 12. Damn, 12 seasons of American Horror Story? It's crazy. So the reality star joins AHS, or American Horror Story, alumni Emma Roberts in an upcoming entry of Ryan Murphy and Brad Folkert's long-running FX series dedicated based on, let's see, forthcoming book. Okay, so there's a forthcoming book coming. They're saying that the role for Kim Kardashian, there's not saying that what she's going to be, like her actual role, what kind of, who she's going to be playing and what's going on here. But they said that Kim Kardashian was the perfect fit for this role. I don't know. We've seen her act in other things. Wasn't she in a movie with like Nicki Minaj where she was like a secretary or something? I don't know. I think that this might just be another way to her for her to promote like her new Skins, the little lingerie line or underwear line, maybe a makeup line. I don't know. Congrats to Kim Kardashian though. She gets hate for no reason. If you really take a step back and think about why do people hate Kim Kardashian? I still try to figure that out. I ask myself that periodically on a Wednesday afternoon about 3:30 in the afternoon. I'm like, damn, why do people hate Kim Kardashian? I have these moments often. I do. Like sometimes I'm just sitting there and I'm like, damn, why do people hate Stephanie McMahon? I don't know. I have no idea. These things just pop into my head sometimes. Random, I get it. But salute to Kim Kardashian for getting that role. The Super Mario Brothers movie, the latest movie, is out in theaters right now. IMDb gave it a 7.4 out of 10. Not a bad rating from IMDb. Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 57%. Google users gave it a 96%. So we all know how this works. Princess Peach probably needs to get saved by Mario, right? Luigi needs to be saved as well. Mario's on the hunt to defeat Bowser and save both his brother and the princess, allegedly. That's what's going on. I haven't seen the movie yet, but I am excited about it. John Leguizamo, the homeboy from the first Luigi from the 93 Mario, he got upset. He was like, yo, there's no representation of Latino culture in this movie. I thought the Mario brothers were Italian. I don't know if Italian is related to Hispanic. I don't know. My thought was they're not, but okay. But John Leguizamo was like, yo, there's no representation of Hispanic culture or Italians. And, I mean, looking at the cast, I don't really see it. Is Jack Black just white? There got to be some Italian or something in there. King Michael Key? Is he, there's probably some Italian in there somewhere. I know he's a brother, but Seth Rogen? That's how I feel like Seth Rogen talks. Like he laughs. I don't know why. That's how I feel he is. Chris Pratt, obviously white. Yeah, I kind of see where he's getting at. I think he's just mad that he was in the first one that everybody loves, but then now he's not in this one. That is obviously going to make way more money. Oh, better yet, let's jump into how much money this thing made. I think it made over 200,000 or 200 million opening week. Let's see. Over the weekend, Super Mario Brothers movie set 2 new box office records with its opening earnings of 377 million US, about 508 million CDN. I'm assuming that's Canada globally. Okay, that's globally. So $500 million, over $500 million is what this thing earned opening weekend. I could see why Homeboy is probably upset because he's losing out on a check, and he was a part of the first one. But hey, just because you're part of the first one but not the second one, doesn't mean you should come out and just like bash it. Like, be happy for the alumni. Like, be happy for, the next upcomers. Yo, Chris Pratt, man, you get enough hate online, man. Good luck, man. Crush it. Who knows? They might bring you back in the next one. In number 2, it's all fictional, so they can make whatever stories they want. You know what I mean? Maybe Mario, maybe they bring back Baby Mario or something, and now you're Baby Luigi and you're in there too. Maybe they spin off Luigi's Mansion, one of my favorite games on the GameCube. I don't know. All I know is that what I've learned in life is just because you feel a certain way about something doesn't mean you need to be vocal about it, especially not publicly. I have a lot of thoughts on people and things that I know if I said something, it would cause ripples and ripples and ripples and ripples and ripples and ripples and ripples, because I've done it before. I've opened my mouth prematurely and I've talked, not I'm gonna say down, but I gave him my opinion about something that I probably should have waited on, and I ended up not shooting myself in the foot, but I ended up causing a lot of turmoil in certain things, right? So what I've learned is if I don't agree with something and it needs to be spoken up about, then I will. But if it's something that's just my opinion and I don't need to necessarily speak up about it right now in this moment, I won't. I'll just, hey, do your thing. It's all good. You know what I mean? Because I'm going to continue to do my thing over here. And if you notice that I ain't really doing this, that, and the third, you know where I'm at. You know what I mean? Or you should know where I'm at. And if you don't know where I'm at, just ask me. You know what I mean? So John Leguizamo, I think that you're valid to have your opinion. You're valid to have your thoughts and your feelings. But I also think that you could have saved it. You could have saved it, man. You could have held that in, because who knows? You could have been in the sequel or whatever the case may be. If you're a sports athlete looking for a mouthguard to protect your pearly whites, look no further than All Sports Mouthguards.
All Sports Mouthguards, located in West Jordan, Utah. Come visit us, 1385 West, 9000 South in West Jordan, Utah. We offer high quality, made in the USA, custom molded and custom designed mouthguards.
All right, that's it. That's all your bitch ass gets.
All right, that's all you get. Well, because I forgot my notes and I had a lot more stuff on there, but I can't remember them, right? I should keep my notes in my damn phone. My bad. But make sure you come out to Fierce Fighting Championship Friday, April 21st, the Maverick Center. Doors open at 5 o'clock. The fights start at 6. Your main event of the evening is going to be electric. Yes. Hatch versus Waylon. So Hatch, you're familiar with Jerome Hatch. If you're not, Jerome Hatch is somebody that is actively fighting in Utah, out of state, bare knuckle. I heard he done a couple bare knuckles. Just somebody that is always active in the fight scene and is not scared to put on a show. His last fight at Fierce Fighting Championship knocked the dude clean out. You can actually watch that pay-per-view at fiercefightingchampionship.com. If you want to see what this show is and what the event, kind of is, and the fighters and the quality of fighters that we have here locally in Utah, and fighters that are coming from out of state and out of the country and fighting here, go on to fiercefightingchampionship.com. Look underneath the pay-per-view tab. You can find all of the latest pay-per-views. I think the last one that was up was the one at Idaho, I believe. I believe Idaho was our last one. I could be wrong. And then I believe I'm saying it right. Waylon He is actually, I believe he's the owner operator of Fight City Gym here in Utah. So he has a boxing background. He has a bare knuckle boxing background, I believe, as well. This dude looks like the real deal as well. So both of these dudes definitely know how to throw those hands. I'm assuming that I'm predicting we're gonna have a first round knockout. Either way, I'm not picking a winner on this one. My man Trevor Bradshaw is gonna be on this. Latu's gonna be on this. A lot of great fighters are on this. If you want to see the full card, go on to fiercefightingchampionship.com. If you can't make it out, I know it's a Friday, you might be tired from work or whatever the case is, you can actually stream the pay-per-view. You can buy the pay-per-view, stream it from your house, from the comfort of your bed or your couch. Just fiercefightingchampionship.com. Go get those tickets now. And yeah, allrock.com, ALLRAWK.com. You can go and get some merch. Remember, the Podcast vs. Everybody t-shirts, hoodies, sweatshirts are up there, along with the All Rock Media hoodies done by none other than the incredible, the illustrious Club King himself, Sione. Go check it out. I have Weight Down, Credit Up tees, hoodies, sweatshirts up there on as well as the Unrestricted Survivor Series tees, hoodies, and sweatshirts are up there as well. So many different designs and things. I'm still Thingy Thing merch is up there as well. So just go check it out, see what you like. Maybe if you have a design or suggestion, throw it my way. I am always taking suggestions and help as well. If you're a graphic designer, this is here I'm gonna put it out for right here. This is what I'm looking for. I'm looking for people to come on the team that see the vision of what this is. Isolation 20 podcast, Unrestricted podcast, reaction videos, first listen content where I'm listening to people's music first time, right? All these different things that I got going on right now. I want help with scheduling. I want help with editing. I want help with graphics. I want help with merch. I want help with shooting. I want help with just being the hands. You know what I mean? Somebody to help carry and set up and, be around. There's a lot of things that I've learned in working for other people. Is that if you're around, opportunities will come. You'll meet the right person at the right time. Did I know that I was in an interview Corday and that Fonzie from the Lake Talkata 1 is going to be there right next to me? No. Did I know I was going to go interview Jessie Reyes, have her on the podcast, and have my boy Waldo, Free Temptation Marketing, there with me in the room? No. Did I know that I was going to have a meeting with Cypher Sounds and all of a sudden Will Wonder's going to be there and Will Wonder's going to be like, yo, what up, Cypher? And Cypher will be like, yo, don't be stealing of our tricks. You know what I mean? No, it just happens. A lot of it just happens. And it happens with me as well. I met De La Soul for just being around the right people. I met YZ for just being around the right people. I've met Ice Cube just being around the right people. JJ Fad. Dub C, a lot of people. So I just want to throw that out there. I often get the question, yo, Dre, how can I help? Whatever. What can you bring? I don't want people to just be here and sitting in the back, eating potato chips, eating candy bars, drinking beer, taking shots while we work, while we do this. Nah, I got enough people that can do that. I want people that are here, that want to get down, that want to work, that want to be forward thinking, that aren't just looking to make money and earn money, but actually try to build something that we can own, we can take, we can go far with, because it's doable. But I also need people that can be role players. You know what I mean? That's what I need. That's what I want. So if that's you, hit me up. Let me know. Yeah. I think it's been cool. For not having any notes, see, that's why I need some help. Somebody can be like, yo, Dre, I already have your notes. Here you go. And they slide me a little paper on the desk, and I'm like, yo, we got, you know what I mean? We got a lot of content here to cover. You know what I mean? But hey, if you want to, you can. Just let me know. Holla at your boy. And yeah, man, we got some more tricks up our sleeve. We're coming hard for the 99s and the 2000s. Just playing. I hope you and your family had a great Easter. I hope you had a great day or night. Whenever you're listening and watching this, I just hope that you're great. Just remember that, like, life is worth living, even during those dark times, even during those hard times, even when You want to throw in the towel. All of us have been there before. We've all been there when we're like, I want to throw all this away. I don't care no more. I'm tired of it. So it might have been a comment online. Oh, man. Some of the comments on TikTok are, oh, man, they don't understand when people are joking. Maybe I need to put comedian. I got to get on stage, though. If I call myself a comedian, I got to get on stage at least once, right? So maybe I just need to pull up my big boy panties and get up on the Wise Guy stage just so I can be like, I'm a comedian. Take this as a joke, dummy. But man, those TikTok comments, how dare you steal from Walmart? All because I said that Walmart don't care about a little $13.50 and to go eat at the deli while you're shopping and don't pay for the food. Obviously, it's a joke. I don't condone stealing, even though I've done it a few times, allegedly. But come on, it's a joke. I had people, you're the disgrace on America. You're what's wrong with this country. How dare you condone stealing? Jeez, you guys are no fun. I'm going to take my ball and go over the Rumble because y'all are no fun. It's horrible. But yeah, man, like if people have comments, if they're coming at you, man, it's something in themselves. It's something that they got going on with themselves, and you don't take it. Don't take it personal. That's another lesson that I've been learning. Don't take things personal, because people will say and do and whatever, but at the end of the day, they're going to be forgotten about, and so will you. When we're all gone off this bitch, ain't nobody going to remember you. Yeah, your close friends and family will, but it'll be like oh, you remember that one time blah, blah, blah did blah, blah, blah? You know what I mean? There's going to be those times, but at the end of the day, when we're all dust, all the hate and worries and banter, it ain't gonna matter. So don't let them get to you. Bingo, bongo, bango. All right, I'm gonna wrap this thing up, man. It's been another episode of Isolation 20 Podcast with me, DreRawka. Have the day you deserve. Always protect your light. We out. Peace.